Now, right now, I'm joined with a very amazing woman, very beautiful, I can tell you that for sure. And of course, she is in the creative space and also the founder of BHAA. And I'm talking about Mrs. Folasade Balogun. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You look amazing. I mean, I like the fact that you matched your outfit with your glasses. Come on, that is fashionista behavior right there. Thank you so much, and you look really, really good. That I must comment.
Thank you. You too. You're not looking bad yourself. I love your demeanor.
Ah, thank you. All right, so I think we need to have like a very good discussion because you're a woman who has left oil and gas into the creative space, and why this conversation is really important to me because I am in the creative space and having to pivot from that. Tell us about your journey.
Oh, very interesting, you know, but I'm going to cut it short. My background is oil and gas, but I went into oil and gas because of the money, not because I have passion for it. You know, then oil and gas was very lucrative. I started from the downstream, you know, supplying companies and all that. From there, building my own gas stations and all that. And when I started, it was really lucrative. There was money in it. When I said money, you have the double times 2 of your capital. But at a point, that didn't give me that satisfaction, you know. It's not really what I love to do or what I want to be. You know, yes, there was money then, but hey, I needed that money because of the kids and all that, and to support my husband, you know. But along the line, the profit wasn't really the way it was used to be. That was the first challenge. And secondly, I wanted to do my passion, what I love. And what do I love? That is fashion, you know. I love to dress well. I love people to say, oh, you look good. Even when I was in oil and gas, I always dress very well to the depot, despite the fact that I'm going to load a product like diesel to supply, but I try to look good, you know. So basically, it was the money then and then now my passion. Okay,
fantastic. And that is a very good way to start because a lot of times people are passionate about something, but maybe it doesn't even fetch them the money at that time. And I've heard a lot of people say, you know what, you cannot just be fueling your passion and then you're not looking for something that would bring that money in for you. So for young creatives, young talent, what would you advise them to do? Because your story in this case was you loved fashion, but you had to leave that for a while and say, you know what, let me do something that's going to bring me money. Is that the blueprint?
Well, for me, it was turning my passion into business. Passion without structure is just like you're doing your hobby.
Yeah, I like that.
So the first thing is, this is your passion. How now do you turn it into that business? You know, you have to sit down, look at what you really want to do, the pricing, because if you don't structure this, your passion, then there won't be value.
Yes.
And that is you doing what maybe hobby, you know, and so you have to turn your passion into business. Look at, okay, how do I structure it? How do people believe that, look, they have to pay me for doing this, not seeing it as my talent. Now you are turning your talent into money, into business. So you have to really create that edge for yourself, you know, create the distance between you as a talent and this is my business.
This is a nugget you're dropping right now, and I'm sure a lot of people obviously are taking notes at this point. Turning your passion into business. It's not just it's not just a hobby to say, oh, I have a talent in this, but how do I get that value to ensure that it's a business for me? And in this case now, you've turned your passion into a business, which is House of Sota, which is already even going global. Now, with House of Sota going global, how do you think you have to manage it and ensure that it still has its African roots and authenticity, you know, not losing that, but still going to the mainstream commercially?
So I tell people, just be yourself. Be yourself, and you have to be proud of your culture, your heritage. It's very, very important, and you have to be out there to tell your stories. Let them know how that adire, how it's been dyed, how it's been made, your ashoke, the hands that woven it, you know, the story behind it is very, very important. Let me tell you a very quick story. The First Lady of Abia State, she was one of our guests at the side event we did in Onga in New York, and she brought Akwete, you know, to give out.
Yeah.
You understand? But guess what? By the time she presented a powerful documentary about that Akwete. I love Akwete. I've worked with Akwete. But guess what? I didn't realize that this Akwete, it's been woven by women alone. Ashoke, for instance, men and women, you know.
Or even Adire.
And Adire.
Yeah.
But this Akwete can only be woven by women.
Wow.
And guess what? While she was telling her story, outside they were selling. She didn't bring those materials for sale. And guess what? She sold out.
Wow.
So that is the powerful of you being authentic, you be original. Originality is very, very important.
Yeah. You've said it beautifully well. You know, having that authenticity, staying true to yourself, and ensuring that, you know, you're not going to get all these influences from outside. And this segment, obviously, is definitely for young creatives, right? How do you think they can find that passion to scale up? Because for you who has turned your passion into business, it's something that you know you could have. But what if they're passionate about something else? How do they find that niche to say, you know what, I want to do this, but I want to get that value from it and scale up to the point that somebody has to pay me for it?
So you have to be out there. You have, like I said earlier, it's still the same thing. You just have to differentiate your passion from your passion. You have to, first of all, see your passion as a business. That is the first thing. This is my passion. This is my business. And whatever you are talking about it, let the person know that this is your business. This is what pays your bills. This is what puts food on your tables.
Right.
This is what makes you Eziada Folashade Balogun. You understand? So you have to create that, you know, space first, so that, and you have to keep telling your stories, put it out there, structure it.
Yeah.
Structure is very, very important, and you really have to be hungry for money to get value for what you do, for your talents.
Yeah. I think that's the key word right there, hungry for money. If you're hungry for money, of course, you're going to chase after it. You're going to try and put that value to it. Now, you're the founder of BHLA. Tell us about that.
Oh, Black History and Lifestyle Award. Black History and Lifestyle Award is a platform, you know, that, you know, we created for African countries to meet to be out there globally, you know. This is where you can come as in Nigeria or anywhere in Africa and to meet an Asian man that wants to know what is happening in Africa. And also, we started our Youth Creativity 1.0 last year, December. This is we telling the youth, you know, supporting the youth. It's our CSR, supporting the youth, you know, to advocate that you should have a side hustle. Apart from being an accountant, apart from your 10 to 12 jobs, you can also have a side hustle. And side hustle is also like your passion. What you love to do, what you do, what you don't get tired of.
I love it. So how does this now separate, you know, how do people succeed in this? Because, of course, there are so many things that come up like this, summit, conferences, having to help people. How is this different from the other ones? Okay.
The difference is we are advocating, we tell people, we have to be out there to tell people that, look, you're not alone. With your small, whatever you have, you can grow it into something big. So, like what we did last year, what we did, we partnered with Yaba College of Tech, and you know, Yaba College of Tech, it's one of the schools that has been, I wouldn't want to use the word relegated, but it's a school that you can find your fashion designing and all that. But guess what? You can, in Yaba Tech, a doctor goes there just to learn how to sew.
Oh, wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, you can be an housewife and still do something.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Maybe you love to to bake or you love to cook.
So how do you turn that passion into value?
Into value.
That's beautiful. Now, aside money, because a lot of people always look at money. Oh, I don't have the capital for this. I cannot do this at the moment. Maybe time. What other tools do you think people need to succeed, especially when it comes to turning their passion into a business?
Start small. You don't need that big money to start. When I started this fashion business, I didn't start from a store. I started from my house.
Are you serious?
Yes, I started from my guest room. Wow. And then my husband was like, what is wrong with this woman? She has filling station and all that. What is the problem? I'm the only one that sees the vision. He didn't see it. But right now, we have stores in Nigeria and we have stores. We also have a store in the US.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Done. So start small. That's what we're telling you today. Do not procrastinate. You know, say, you know what, I do not have everything, but wherever you are at, you can always start from there. We want to say thank you so much.
My uncle once told me, procrastination is a lazy man apology.
Wow, I'm going to keep that. I'm jotting it down in my note. Thank you so much for coming. This has been a very insightful conversation, and I hope that the people out there obviously have picked one or two things from this conversation. All right, so we'll go on a short break right now, but please, there's still so much more coming your way on Wake Up Nigeria. Do not go anywhere.